building our stockpile, and giving thanks. Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Today I've got another Prepper Pantry haul for you. You know, this is the time where usually we talk about all the scary things that are going on in the world and the terrible things that may lie ahead. And yes, those things are just as real today as ever. But today I can't help but feel like putting all that aside for once and taking a minute to just say how thankful I am for all that I have. We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving in just a couple of days and heading into the holiday season. And I really do feel truly blessed and thankful for the simple things. We've got a roof over our heads. We've got a place to live and one that we can afford. More importantly, we've got food on the table and even an abundance that we're able to put aside extra for those tough times. I'm thankful that my family is healthy and happy. I'm thankful to live in a beautiful little corner of the world where the good truly seems to outweigh the bad. We're thankful for all of you out there, our subscribers, our viewers, all of the supporters of our channel, folks who take the time to watch our videos every week, check in with your comments. We wouldn't be here without you truly. So thank you. Today, let's take a moment to flood the comment section down below with all the things that we're thankful for and think about ways that we can bless others in the days ahead. With that said, let's see what we've added to our Prepper Pantry this week. All right, so let's take a look at everything that we got. All right, so starting right over here, first I've got my latest Thrive Life order. Now, if you watched my last haul a couple of weeks ago, I already did one Thrive Life order. I got a lot of the November specials, but I did go ahead and place another order because they released a couple new meals. They've got these brand new like emergency meals in a pouch. These are freeze-dried meals, and they're releasing them 2 at a time. So they just released this creamy beef with rotini pasta, which I think is going to be my favorite one probably. So I grabbed 3 of those. And the other one that they just released is this Southwest style chicken with rice. And so I got 3 of those also. So these pouch meals are great to have in your prepper pantry for emergencies. They're also good for backpacking. These meals are supposed to be 3 servings a piece. I would say 2 to 3 servings because, you know, a lot of times a serving, you would actually eat more than what they consider a serving size, but these definitely feed 2. They're a more substantial size than a lot of the freeze-dried emergency meals out there. You can put them in a bowl and prepare them with boiling water, or you can just pour the boiling water right into the pouch and prepare them. The meals do have a 20-year shelf life. Now, the other 2 meals that I do have here are breakfast meals. There's this blueberry oatmeal, and then this apple cinnamon granola. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't run right out and place an order when those meals came out because I'm really not a breakfast person myself. I would rather eat leftover dinner any day of the week for breakfast than I would eat a breakfast food. But I figured just for the sake of trying them, we would try them. Now, I did get multiples of each of these meals because I want to be able to try one out and make sure that we like them because I don't want to stock up on a whole bunch of something if it's not something that we enjoy. I also want to be able to review them for you guys and still have some to put away in the pantry after we've tried them. So that's why I got multiples. You can also buy them in a case of 10, but I haven't tried any of these yet. It's a little bit cheaper to buy the case, I think, per pouch. So if we find our favorites, I might buy a case, but I'm going to start with just a few to begin with. And then the next thing that I got from Thrive Life was this number 10 can, which is about a gallon-sized can of the freeze-dried pulled pork. Now, the freeze-dried ingredients in the cans have a 25-year shelf life, most items. They have a list right on their website with the shelf life of every single item listed, but most of the single ingredient freeze-dried items are 25 years before the can is opened. Now, as soon as I bought this and got this home, they did release their Black Friday flyer, and what do you know? Of course, the pulled pork was on sale for Black Friday. I hate it when that happens. I buy something and it goes on sale right afterwards, but so is life. So they do have their Black Friday sale going on right now. It's going on through the 30th. So if freeze-dried food is something that you want to add to your prepper pantry, this is a great time to get some freeze-dried food from the best company out there. The flyer has more than 2 pages just packed full of things that are on sale, anywhere from 20% up to 50%. They've got several proteins. The pulled pork is on sale. The seasoned sliced chicken breast, which is my favorite chicken that they have, is on sale. That is amazing. Any of the freeze-dried meats are going to be the way to go. They're so much better than canned. But there's tons of fruits and vegetables on sale. They've got some baking supplies, like the butter powder is on sale. The honey crystals are on sale. If you happen to be gluten-free, their gluten-free flour is on sale. I haven't tried it because I don't have to eat gluten-free, but I've heard it's the best gluten-free flour out there. And they don't have it all year round, so people who use it are jumping on it right now. They also have all their shelving on sale. I have both of the types of shelving that they have, and I've shown them in some of my videos. So That's another really popular thing that's on sale. So I'll put a link down in the description box to the sale items if you want to check them out, because it really is the best time to stock up is when things are on sale. I always grab more during the big sales than I do any other time. In fact, I've already placed a pretty big order, so I foresee another big haul in the future. So next on to some of my Amazon stuffs. A lot of this is from my subscribe and save, and some of it's just stuff that I ordered because I needed it or I saw a good deal. I did get a few new sealing rings for my canner. I recently had to replace one of the handles on my canner because it broke, and now my seal was going bad. It was leaking some water out the side and it was not coming up to pressure. So I've never had to replace my seal before. This is the Presto brand, the one that you're supposed to get for it. Of course, it's more expensive than the off-brand. This is an off-brand, and I got 2 of them. They come 2 in a pack. And so I basically got these. I'm hoping the off-brand will be fine. They got good reviews. If they work fine, this is what I'll go with. And I'll have this as a backup. But in the meantime, if these don't work like they're supposed to, I still have this one that I can throw on it and not have to wait to order it again. Because I have been doing all my canning just a few jars at a time in my digital canner, since I haven't had my stovetop canner available because the seal was busted. And the next thing that I got was a French fry cutter. I had been wanting a French fry cutter for a while, but I wanted to get a good one because if it's not a really good heavy duty machine, then it's not going to cut through the potatoes. They're pretty hardy. And the really good ones can be pretty expensive. So I happened to see this one at a really great price because they're usually around $100 for the really good professional French fry cutters. I saw this one and I thought, you know what, I'll grab it and give it a try. And I am super happy with it. I've already taken it out of the box and used it once because I had some potatoes just waiting for it. And I sliced them up into French fries and I pressure canned them dry. And then we opened one up to try it and we rinsed them off and fried them into French fries in the deep fryer. It made the most amazing fries. I don't have any pictures or videos of how the French fries came out, but trust me, they were amazing. And I'm definitely going to do a whole video on how I did the French fries, so stay tuned for that. Now this back here is a box of tea. It's a 6-pack of the vanilla chai tea. It's the Bigelow brand. We've been drinking a lot more tea. The kids have been drinking a lot more tea. They really like the chai, and I was running low on it. I didn't particularly care about the brand or the flavor. I just went for whatever I could get the best deal on, so I got the 6-pack of Bigelow. And then back here is just a 3-pack of this pasta. This is Mafalda pasta, which is also known as mini lasagna noodles. Now, it's going to sound silly, but I have wanted this pasta forever. I have had my eye on this pasta for years. I'm not kidding. I can't find this in any stores around me, and I've only seen it on Amazon and online, and it's always pretty expensive. So I've just never broke down and bought it, but I'm getting ready to do some meals in a jar that are like lasagna themed, like lasagna skillets and lasagna soup. And I really, really wanted to have these mini lasagna noodles. It's not like necessary. You could use something else like, egg noodles or bow tie noodles or something, but I just wanted to get these. So I did break down and get this 3-pack, even though it was more than I would typically pay for a box of pasta. I actually had found a whole wheat one as well, and I ordered that, and I was very excited about that because I prefer to use whole wheat pastas. But the whole wheat ones did not show up, and when I contacted the company, they said that they had run out of stock, and they said they refunded my money and emailed me, and I guess I missed their email. But I'm still hoping I can get those later on. But for now, I have these 3 boxes of the mini lasagna noodles. And then over here, I've got this Street Taco pork carnitas seasoning packets. This is a 12-pack of these. I just wanted to be able to use carnitas seasoning in some meals in a jar, and I didn't want to have to come up with dried powdered versions of every single ingredient that I use when I make carnitas. So I looked for a packet or a mix, and I found these, and so I'm going to try those. And then this right here is just some Hellmann's vegan mayonnaise. My daughter has been begging me for Vegenaise, which is a vegan mayonnaise. Now, she's not vegan. I would like to call her an aspiring vegetarian is what I would call her. But I couldn't find the Vegenaise, and so I saw this on Amazon, and I figured I would get this for her to try. So I did get a 3-pack of these because it was the cheapest way to get it. It got really good reviews. I'm sure that we'll use it. And then back here we go again. This is some sugar-free syrups, DaVinci Syrups, like coffee flavoring syrups. Now, I opened this up, and I hadn't opened this up until I was getting ready to do my haul. I was waiting. And I saw sugar-free butter rum. And I kind of thought I was going crazy. I was like, why did I order butter rum? I expected that to be eggnog. And I was trying to remember, did I order butter rum? So I went back into my Amazon account and checked, and it was supposed to be eggnog. so I'm not going crazy. This is like the third time within a couple of weeks that this has happened to me. They keep sending me the wrong thing, and it's cases. They're sending me cases of things that are wrong. This can't be working out well in the long run for Amazon. So I'm going to have to contact Amazon and get them to send my sugar-free eggnog syrup. I like to use that because I love to have eggnog around Christmas time. So as soon as Thanksgiving is over with, I start having my eggnog every night, a glass of eggnog with a little bit of rum and a lot of whipped cream and a lot of sprinkles, and it just makes me really happy. But once I started trying to avoid sugar and carbs, I had to find a different way to do it. So what I do is I use the sugar-free syrups and I mix it with almond milk, and it makes a pretty good eggnog drink. So that's it for my Amazon stuff, and now I've got some just typical grocery store stuff, either from Walmart or our grocery store, Hannaford. We don't have a lot of different options when it comes to grocery stores, but Hannaford is what we have. So I've got some different pastas because we use a lot of pasta, and I do like to keep a lot of pasta stored in our prepper pantry for long term. That could feed us for a long time for really cheap. I haven't had issues with storing pasta. I don't know if it's our climate and where we live, but I have never had issues. I've never had to package it, especially I've never had any kind of bugs or anything get into it. But these are fine egg noodles. I've been going through my pantry, my kitchen pantry, my prepper pantry, all of our food storage areas, and I'm organizing and I'm sort of cleaning and reorganizing and getting things all put back together nicely. Yes, I'm still working on that. It's taking forever. I can't wait to get it done because I just want to give you guys a tour. So make sure that you're subscribed if you'd be interested in seeing something like that. But as I'm going through them, I'm finding certain pastas that I have used in the past that I don't have a lot of, because our basic pastas that we use, I have probably about maybe 8 different shapes of pasta that we use pretty regularly, and I have a ton of that stored. But there's some pastas that I just had a little bit and I need to make a decision. Do I want to just use it up and be done with it, or do I want to continue to store that type of pasta? So these fine egg noodles I wanted to continue storing. I have some recipes I use them in. There's a cracked chicken noodle soup that uses these that's really good. But I also was thinking, looking at these, they cook in 3 to 4 minutes. They're very fine, and I'm wondering if I could use them in my own sort of emergency pouch meals. Just add water. I like to put together my own emergency meals. We do meals in a jar, but I also had gotten these MRE pouches so that I can make my own emergency meal pouches, kind of like the Thrive Life pouches that I showed you earlier. And those don't get cooked. You just pour in boiling water and let them set. So I'm thinking that this type of pasta might actually work in something like that. So we'll see. And then the next pasta that I got was Radiatori. This is something I had a hard time finding. I had a half a box left. And I do have a certain pasta salad that I make with this shape of pasta. And I really like to use this shape. But I've had a harder time finding pastas at our Walmart, certain shapes, certain pastas. It seems like they've really cut back their selection, and it's not just my store, because I can find anything online and have it shipped, but they just don't have as much pasta as they used to, and a lot of brands have stopped producing certain pastas that they used to produce. So I've been looking for this for a while. I finally found some at Hannaford after about my second trip in looking for it, so I did get 6 boxes of that to put away so that we won't need to buy more for a while. Then I grabbed some lemon cake mix. I got 4 boxes of that. That's just replacing some that I used out of the pantry. I like to keep a lot of different flavors of cake mix on hand. We don't typically just open one up and just make a cake, but I usually would use them in a different type of recipe that uses a cake mix. So I just made some like lemon crumble bar kind of things that used up a box of lemon cake mix, and I realized that I was almost out of lemon, so I got 4 for the pantry. You can use these for all sorts of different things. We do use cake mixes a lot when we're camping, and we use our Dutch oven over charcoal, and we make dump cakes. So you just take a can of pie filling, or even sometimes just a large can of fruit like peach slices, and you dump it in the bottom of the Dutch oven, mix up 1 cake mix with 1 can of lemon lime soda, and pour that over the top, and then just set it in the Dutch oven with coals on the top and bottom and let it bake, and you have a really delicious dump cake. And you can use all sorts of different combinations of the pie fillings and the cake mixes. The lemon is really good with like strawberry pie filling or cherry pie filling. That's a really good combination. So we do like to keep a lot of cake mixes on hand in the pantry. Now this is sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. I think I'm the only person in my family who does like it, but I typically buy the Great Value, cans, like just the, this type of can. But for some reason, the price has gone way up on those, to the point that I was shopping around to buy more sauerkraut, and I realized that these jars were cheaper per ounce than the cans now. So I figured I'd try the jars and see how this is. I just like to open a jar up, throw some pork in the crock pot, maybe a few carrots, dump some sauerkraut on top of that, and let it cook till it's done. I can eat on that for days. But one good thing about the jars is I'll be able to reseal them and throw them in the fridge if I don't use the whole jar. I just got a couple of these to try out. I'm not sure if I'm going to stock the pantry with a whole bunch of these, but with the way the price of the cans went up, I thought I'd give these a try. And then I did get a few of these gravies. These are Heinz beef gravy. This is the value size. It's like extra big size. I have some recipes that use this. Now, when it comes to storing gravy in your prepper pantry, I do keep some on hand that's, you know, cans or jars already mixed up. That's good for short-term emergencies when you want things that are prepared. You don't want to have to add water because your water is going to be at a premium. But when it comes to longer-term emergencies, you're going to have to be able to find water, and you're going to be able to store a lot more in a lot less space and for a lot longer time if you use powdered mixes instead of prepared gravy. And the other thing is, beyond that, you can use, you know, bouillon cubes and cornstarch or flour or whatever, and that's an even longer term and less space consuming option. Now, as far as gravy, like if we're having, you know, a dinner like a pot roast or a roast turkey or something, I do make gravy from scratch with the drippings or whatever, but these are what I use in certain recipes usually. Like I have Swedish meatballs that I make with jarred gravy. I have a Swiss steak casserole type of dish that I use gravy like this in. So that's what I keep these on hand for. I also did some turkey rolls the other night with just deli sliced turkey wrapped around stuffing, you know, prepared stuffing, and made rolls out of that, and then just poured some jarred gravy right over it and baked it, and that was super fast and easy and delicious. Now here I have some different beans that I bought at Walmart. I've got small red beans. These are 1 pound bags, so I grabbed 2 of these. And then I've got some Great Northern beans. That's a 2 pound bag. Those are pretty inexpensive. I like to keep beans on hand for different things. The Great Northern beans mostly just for food storage, and then the small red beans is for storing and for a canning project that I have in mind. And then I got a couple of the cans of corned beef. I like to keep some different varieties of canned meats on hand. They're pretty expensive to buy, so I just buy a few at a time. I was actually shopping for the sliced corned beef lunch meat, and the price had gone up so much on that it was actually cheaper per ounce to buy this. And I like to make like low carb Reuben wraps, and I think I could use this just as easily as I could use the sandwich slices. So I bought some more cans of this. A few cans of sliced stewed tomatoes. This is just replacing some that we've used out of our pantry. We have a good supply of canned tomatoes, but I do try to replace what we use as we use them so that we don't let our supply dwindle. Now, everything else that I have back here was from my Azure Standard drop that I just picked up. This is Vegenaise. I did find the Vegenaise for my daughter. I have been looking around locally. I could not find it at our grocery stores. I couldn't find it on Amazon for anything that was close to a reasonable price. I did check the website of our local natural food store, and they did have it, but it was pretty expensive. So I just thought to check Azure, and what do you know, they had it, and it was a better price. And so I added it to my drop. Azure has really become one of my go-to places to check. If you're a bargain shopper, you know that when you need something, you tend to check around prices, see where you can find the best price. If I'm looking for something and I'm having a hard time finding it, I have certain places I'll look. I'll go check Amazon, and now I go check Azure. It's kind of one of my go-to places, just like Amazon and every other source. Another thing that I got from Azure was this apricot nectar. I used to get apricot nectar years ago, and I have a recipe that uses it. It's an apricot apple sipper. It's kind of like a warm spiced cider with apricot nectar in it. I used to serve that on Christmas morning years ago, and I haven't been able to find apricot nectar in years. I've been looking. I see all sorts of different fruit nectars at the grocery store, at Dollar Tree. Haven't seen the apricot. So when I found it on Azure, I thought I'd order one, and I will be able to make that apricot apple sipper for Christmas morning. Now this bag back here is a 2 pound bag of slivered almonds. We love slivered almonds. We use them for snacking on. We put them on salads, things like that. Maybe baking, but we tend to use sliced almonds more for baking. But I was running low on the slivered almonds, and I was shopping around for the best price, and I found that Azure Standard actually had a better price than what I've been getting at Walmart. So I grabbed that 2 pound bag. And then the final bag back here is this 25 pound bag of red lentils, also from Azure Standard. I love lentils. I like red lentils. I like brown lentils. I get brown lentils like you typically get from the grocery store and make lentil soups and stuff like that. The red lentils, my dad got me into those. He has a recipe for a red lentil dal, which is kind of like a soup stew type of recipe that he got from his sister, and it's really delicious. The great thing about lentils for your prepper pantry is that they have a lot of the good qualities that beans have as far as long-term storage and as far as the nutrition And the protein, you're going to get a lot of the same things in lentils that you would get in beans, but they're going to cook up a lot faster. So if you, if fuel is an issue and you don't have a lot of time to cook or fuel to cook, they're going to cook a lot more quickly than beans. They're not going to require the soaking that beans need or anything like that. So that's some of the reasons that I like to store lentils. And I was out of red lentils because I had given the last of mine to my dad. So I got this 25-pound bag. I will have to repackage this. I will, you know, package it up in Mylar with oxygen absorbers. I'll just put one container out for us to use. But I'm very glad to have this. I bought the 25-pound bag because it was a cheaper way to buy it per ounce, and I won't need to buy red lentils for a very long time. If you've never heard of Azure Standard before, or if you have heard of them but you don't really know how they work, I will put a link to their website down in the description box. If you don't know how to find the description box on the video, just go click the title and it should open up the description box. I'll put a link to their website, and I'll also put a link to a video that I did about how they work, how you shop with them, and things like that. All right, guys, that's what we've added to our prepper pantry this week. I do foresee some more really big hauls in the future because right now there's a lot of great sales going on all sorts of different things. I know it's tough this time of year, at least it is for us, because this is the time of year that you're spending a lot more money on other people for Christmas and things like that. But what we try to do is we try to put money aside little by little throughout the year to have for this time of year to buy preps for ourselves because there's such good deals, and I know that that money will go a lot further if we spend it when things are on sale. So definitely check out the Thrive Life website, which I'll have down in the description box, and see what they have on sale. I'm going to gather together any different coupon codes that we have or that we know of, and different places that are having sales going on, and I'll put them down in the description box down below if you want to check that out, because not only can you get things for yourself, but you can also get, you know, preps and things like that as gifts for people in your life if you have people that would enjoy that or that could really use that. Maybe you have your parents or your adult children, friends, whatever it may be. Sometimes spouses will get each other, you know, gifts that are preps or supplies or gear or things like that that they've been wanting that maybe they can't afford to get for themselves any other time of the year. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you like these kind of videos, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and share our videos with anyone else that you think might like it. I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a turkey emoji down in the comments. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.